Monster Jam is back in Foxborough, Massachusetts this weekend in Gillette Stadium, and for a second straight year, we've got a muddy house in the home of the Patriots, New England, pouring down rain for the first muddy event of the year. It took until April to get the first mud bath for this season, but it is about to take place. This series has been so tight, we've got a new leader on it as Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger has overtaken Bari Musauer for the top spot. He holds a 5-point lead and is going to try to grow that as this series only has 5 more shows left, including this one. Will Tyler hold that lead and grow on it, or will Bari Musauer be able to cut back into it? Find out next on Monster Jam. Top of the morning, Monster Jam fans. It's great to be back with another commentary today. We are in Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts for the first Muddy Monster Jam show of 2025. We've made it a really long way without having a muddy event this year, which is incredible because last year we had like 10 of them. So I will say, not too disappointed about it. The thing that kind of sucks is that Foxborough's had back-to-back years of muddy shows. That's what happens when you schedule monster truck shows in the Northeast in the rainiest month of the year, April. There's a reason why the saying goes, April showers bring May flowers. Well, Monster Jam continues to book events at this time of year, so what do you expect? So with that, let's find out the lineup of trucks that will be competing today here in this sloppy event. So as we take a look at the lineup, we started off with Kevin Crocker, the driver of Megalodon. He landed his first career backflip earlier on in the season. He's been pretty fun to watch in the freestyle competition. Mike Christensen in Vendetta has a freestyle win on the season. He's the leader of Team Throttle Monster, one of the top independent companies out there. Cynthia Gauthier in the Lucas Stabilizer has a freestyle win, and she had an incredible save just 2 weeks ago when we saw her in Birmingham, Alabama. Chris Kohler Mayhem's got 2 freestyle wins on the year. He's the 2023 Rookie of the Year, piloting a new truck this year. The Mayhem Monster Truck is one of the new trucks for Team Scream. His companion, Joe Foley in Axe, still doesn't have a competition win on the year, but he's been a lot better in freestyle as of late, but definitely a much more down year for Joe in this season. Jim Kohler in Adventure is an up this season. This man's been really, really good. He's got 2 freestyle wins. It's one of the best years we've had out of Jim Kohler in his career. Colt Stevens in Thunder Horse has been an amazing freestyler. He has a freestyle win on the season with one of the best saves of the year in that particular competition. Armando Castro is the second most skills wins in Monster Jam right now with 7 and 3 overall event championships on the season. This man's been really good. Dalton Winder now has 5 racing wins on the year, including back-to-back. He's been the top racer the last couple of weekends. We'll see if he can get 3 in a row here today in muddy Foxborough. Bari Musauer and Zombie has given up the first place spot on the series because he hasn't won a competition in a month. It has been forever since we saw Bari win something. Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher is able to pick up his 3rd overall event championship a couple of weeks ago. He's trying to go out there and grab another one here today. After him is Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. He is now your series leader again after about a month and a half without it. Well, he is now back in the top spot. The first competition of the day is Monster Jam Racing. We got Chris Kohler Mayhem taking on Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars. The track is going to be a little bit different in racing because they are not going to start on those pods. It's a lot harder to get up there. So we are just going to have them start on the bottom of the pods. Got a pretty nice wide angle, which is great. With a mud fest, it's also going to be incredibly difficult to win racing. This is a truly anyone's game kind of night. Colt Stevens kicking up a whole bunch of mud in that corner, and it was good enough for him to win the race. Chris Kohler not able to do it. What is this squeaking noise going on behind the camera? Alright, we're getting ready for our next race here. I'm going to take the opportunity to get my computer out, so I didn't do that yet.
I know! You're the only one.
So our next race, got Jim Kohler and Avenger taking on Barre Musauer and Zombie. Usually I'd be skipping ahead of this part, but quite honestly, quite honestly, I'm not, because I need to get this open. Also, the reason why my hat looks like this is because it's probably going to come off. So I was planning on using the hat, or wearing the hat the whole time, but it's quite hot in my house, so I don't think I'm going to be wearing it the whole time. So it looks funny this way. I'd like to get a wow moment with it so that I can see it at the end of the year on my highlights. Pretty good race right now. Barre Musauer seems to have a lead. Both of these drivers pretty good in the mud. They've had a lot of experience in their careers driving in the mud. Barre hits the ramp a little crooked, and he will cross the line first. Barre almost totally crashed at the end there, but he is your winner. I think they're going to be a little bit more lenient on penalties here today. We're going to skip ahead of all this nonsense that I don't really care about seeing here, because there's no point in wasting our time. And look at how much time I've saved all of us by skipping ahead 50 seconds. Joe Foley next will now take on Mike Christensen in Vendetta. It is so hard to get traction on a track like this. You've got to start in slow and steady. You got to start in second gear and push yourself forward, because if you start in first, you're going to spin those tires a little too much, which you don't want to do. Lower the RPMs, the better. And Joe Foley is not really understanding that approach. It is bogging him down very heavily. Mike Christensen handling it pretty well, although he's not really been having a fight put up against him. Even though he's kind of struggling across the final jump, he does make it to the win, as Joe Foley will crawl across the finish line. That was a that's fascinating. So, alright, well, we're gonna keep skipping ahead here. Alright, Kevin Crocker and Megalodon will now take on Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer. Another matchup of two not great racers, but Cynthia, never really very consistent in racing, has had a pretty good year so far in this competition. Kevin Crocker, though, not very much, and I don't think he's going to handle the mud particularly well either. He's doing a donut in the turn. As Cynthia... Oh, what? Kevin, why are you over there? What is Kevin Crocker doing? Well, luckily for Cynthia, Kevin Crocker's steer's locked. About the worst time for that to happen. So Cynthia's going to grab the win. Well, that was an absolute disaster of a race. Get Kevin Crocker back to the pits and get that thing fixed up. Now we've got Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars taking on Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Tyler Menninga has... I'm on the wrong series stats. Tyler Menninga has 8 racing wins on the year. That is most on this series. Most on the series and second most in all the Monster Jam behind Ryan Anderson. Colt is trying to pull away here down the straightaway. Tyler having some trouble in the mud, but Colt is going to cut that turn a little short, and he's going to... What? He's going to get a penalty, probably, because he cut the turn too tight. But quite honestly, he made up for it pretty well. So we'll see if they... Oh, it doesn't matter. Tyler's never going to cross that line within 5 seconds, and Colt just cut in front of him! Colt, what are you doing? Tyler's got to finish the race, you bozo! Well, that was a comical series of failures. Muddy shows. You gotta love the stupidity. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, they better... I would assume they're gonna give it to Thunder Roars, and they did, thankfully. Mike Christensen is not staged very well. So we've now got Mike Christensen and Vendetta taking on Dalton Weiner, Jurassic Attack. We're now only getting into round number 2. So that's going to be pleasant. Dalton's won 2 straight racing competitions, and now this is where you can see Dalton kind of playing it smart and safe here, not driving very fast. This is probably his first time ever driving in the mud. Mike Christensen's not handling the mud particularly well either. I mean, this is a really tough track right now. This is about as slick as it gets. Dalton's just driving at idle speed to try and win the race that way, and he might have a chance, but it's not going to happen. In what might be the slowest race of all time, Mike Christensen's your winner. Trask Attack is still not across the line. So now we've got Cynthia Gauthier and the Lucas Stabilizer taking on Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. There's a clown in the front row. Hello, sir. What are you doing here at Monster Jam? Why is Armando all the way up there, bro? Back up! What is he doing? Okay, here we go. Muddy shows are always so fascinating. This is more of a reaction than a commentary, by the way. Apologies for that. Not much I can do, though. Armando kind of pulling away here going into the final turn. They made those turning pods really wide, which is just the way it normally is for this tour. Armando looking kind of quick out there. He's going to grab the win! Whew, almost lost it. All right, Armando's your winner. He'll move on. We're halfway through round number 2, mercifully. And we are really taking as much time as possible to get between these races. Here's Barry Musauer and Zombie taking on Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher.
Oh, Camden!
Camden's been a pretty good racer on this series. He's got a racing win. Bari has 4, but Bari hasn't won a competition in over a month. It's been a very long time, but Camden's going to try and put him away. Bari also needs to get some race wins here. If he can win this, he will advance and gain some points on Tyler, but he won't. And then the best race of the day, it'll be Camden Murphy who will advance. But Bari does gain 4 points on Tyler by making it to this round, and Tyler did not. So, why is Bari celebrating he lost? So Bari will gain 4 points on Tyler in this competition, which means he's only 1 point out as when we go into skills, which is fascinating. So now we've got Armando Castro and El Toro Loco taking on Mike Christensen and Vendetta. This is the semi-final round. Armando and Camden, both the 2 fastest-looking drivers out there today. Armando's just putting his foot to the floor while Mike Christensen's kind of getting bogged down. Oh no, Armando didn't handle that very well. Mike Christensen's got a chance of making it to the finals here, if he'll ever cross the finish line, and I think he's going to. So Mike Christensen's going to the finals today. My little co-host there behind the camera is also adding their own perspective, because I can't tell if that's a boy or a girl. As we now have our next semi-final race between Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars and Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher. We definitely did not see Colt compete in round number 2, so I'm assuming the driver he was going to go up against couldn't make it out. Colt looking for his first racing win of the year. He's going to have to take down Camden Murphy if he wants to get there. But like I said, Camden looked really good in round 2, and Colt came out of round number 1.
Come on, Colt! Let's go, Colt! Yeah, Colt!
Colt's got himself a lead right now. Our cameraman or woman is very excited about it.
Yeah, Colt! Yes!
All right, Colt Stevens with a win. Bit of a surprise. So guess what? Our final round consists of 2 drivers who have not won racing this season.
Let's go, Colt!
Big fan of that. Colt Stevens and Mike Christensen. One of them will be your racing winner here today, which is about as funny as it gets. Mike Christensen, Colt Stevens. One of them will be your racing winner here. Who's going to take it home? I'm fascinated. It's either going to be Colt Stevens getting a win in all 3 competitions, or Mike Christensen picking up that first racing win since San Diego of last year. Mike Christensen's got himself a lead right now, don't look now. But the man behind the wheel of Vendetta trying to get himself a win, but he is not driving very fast. Colt Stevens looking a lot quicker. We go down to the final turn. Colt trying to pull away. He's trying to push his way through all that mud. He smacks the wall. Who's going to win the race? Colt Stevens is going to win it with a locked planetary in the front left. What a weird, wacky, fun race to crown the winner here in Foxborough was definitely Colt Stevens. The locked planetary after Colt went, I think, into the dumpster in the corner. And Thunderoris is your winner. So how about that? I mean, Colt Stevens now has a win in all 3 competitions and exactly 1 win in all 3 competitions. So he has 3 competition wins on the year. And we'll get now into the skills challenge, which is usually an absolute disaster in these muddy events, as Chris Kohler and Mayhem is going to come out first. You never know what the drivers are going to try, because they have no, I mean, you can't do stoppies. It usually turns into a donut competition, which is not a surprise. That's the smartest thing to do out here. This mud is really thick. It is not allowing much of anything at all. This is going to be a really difficult event to do something good. Chris Kohler's still doing a donut, though, so that's kind of fun. And I think he just got shut off, so that'll end off his run. Well, I'll score it. I don't even know what to score it, but I'll give that a 6. No, 5.8. That was, for a muddy donut, pretty bad. Here comes his father, Jim Kohler, an Avenger. He's rocking that dark green Avenger today. This event's gonna take some time.
No, Jim.
Sorry, there was a thingy. There was a hair on my camera. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all the background noise. We can't even see what's happening. Yeah! Nice sky wheelie right into the pond. Hey, Jim Kohler's a man who loves the water. It's always been his shtick at the World Finals to jump into a pool of some sort, and well, he just did one there. And now he's also locked into having to do the 2 moves on 2 wheels.
Jim's gonna sky it. Oh, he's gonna send it. Oh, Jim.
Looks like he's heading for the step up for move number 2. All right. Get the fans a little excited out here in Foxborough. I'll give that a solid 7.9. Pretty good run in the mud, and you never know what you're going to get after that. Well, we're really taking a long time between runs here. Joe Foley and Axe is going to come out next. He is doing everything he can to do a slap wheelie, and he somehow got a little one. I was about to say that he is not going to get any slap wheelie off of that at all, and he did. Good for you. Genuinely didn't think that was going to be possible.
Just send it. Joe. Joe. Come on, Joe.
Did they changed his theme song to Shipping Up to Boston? I was going to say, that is not Fire It Up. Joe Foley getting a nice sky wheelie. That's pretty fun. Alright. I'll give him a 7.5. Pretty solid overall. Let's move along. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't. Here's Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. That truck is quite muddy, and Tyler needs to make some ground here. He's only a point ahead of Ari, and a big sky wheelie trying to get some sort of points, landing in that little pond there. Tyler's 6 skills wins on the year, which you wouldn't really imagine because he's really not been great in this competition this year. But it's really been the Armando Castro show on this series in this competition, and if Armando's not winning, it's typically Tyler. And it seems like everybody who's going for these 2-wheel moves seem to be aiming for that step up to try and get the best sky wheelie they can. I feel like we're back in Nashville at the World Finals in 2023 with the muddy high jump competition, also known as the worst high jump championship ever. I already hate that competition, and that one kind of sucked. Ooh! That was terrible. I'm going to give him a 7.2 for that. That was actually the worst run we've seen so far. Oh no, I missed Kevin Crocker. Sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to do that to you. It looks like we just... I just skipped over it. Kevin Crocker gonna do a donut, getting that Megalodon all muddy. Ooh, that is... I can only imagine how difficult that is to clean off, but Kevin Crocker's gonna at least get himself a solid donut here. Much better than Chris Kohler's donut, but not better than the skills runs we've seen. I'll give it a 7. Comes Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. I'm intrigued to see what Dalton Widener decides to do, as he's just driving around the track right now. I think he's also going to go for that step up. Dalton's truck sounds like it's having some problems. He's just... Oh, gosh. That motor sounds like it's about to have a stroke.
your truck's still alive.
I think he needs to just blow the motor. Probably a good day to do it, to be honest.
Not freestyle, Dalton.
Dalton's just taking the independent best trick competition
Is it freestyle, bro?
and just hitting jumps. I'll give him a 1. 1 for effort. That will have to go down to the worst skills run of the year, unfortunately.
Cynthia.
Here comes Cynthia Gauthier and the Lucas Stabilizer. She's going to try a stoppie and is going to fail
You're
it.
not gonna nail it. Cynthia, you ain't gonna nail it.
That was the worst,
You weren't.
somehow the worst idea I've seen of the day.
There's water on that track.
I don't know what Cynthia was looking at to think, oh, you know what's a good idea? I'm going to do a stoppie. Well, guess what? If she attempts a donut here, she's going to be disqualified. Because you cannot do a donut. Oh, I thought she was about to. You're not
Cynthia,
Is she about to try a...
Cynthia,
What is
no.
she doing, dude?
You're gonna flip your truck.
Cynthia is not paying attention to the conditions of the track right
Don't do
now.
that.
What is a crew chief saying right now?
This is a bad
No.
decision.
What's your crew chief saying to her right now?
No, right now.
What is she
What are you
doing, dude?
doing?
They're right there, too.
I have the camera right here.
Oh, my bad.
What are you doing, Sid? Cynthia.
That was a colossal failure, and I'm giving her a 1. Oh, guess what? Bari's still doing the zombie arms in the mud. Oh, he's gonna go for the step up. That's pretty cool. Yeah! Big air for Bari! That's the biggest air so far of the competition, so that's nice. Good to see someone doing something cool. That was the best move of the competition. No, I liked, oh, he's going for the cars! Yeah! You know what? Screw Sky Wheelies. Give him an 8.4. That should help him get some more points on Tyler Meniga today as well. Here comes Armando Castro. Now, Armando's going to have a tough time out here because this man's literally only done stoppies all year. And you can't do stoppies here, so... Oh, what is he doing, dude? Now, I will say, I've always said this in the past, terrible idea to attempt a stoppie in these conditions. It's virtually impossible, but if you nail it, you're gonna win. So, it is a catch-22 at its finest, because the likelihood of you nailing the move is virtually impossible, but if you do, it usually gets a nice reception from the fans. And Armando fails it as you would have absolutely expected, because again, it is dumb to do that in the mud. Is he gonna just do it one more time?
Oh, boy.
I mean, why not? I'll tell you why not, because he's gonna fail it. You know what I'm gonna give him? A 1. Because that was not very well executed. Here's Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher, and guess what he's gonna try? He's also gonna try to do a tombstone maneuver, which doesn't make any sense. We're just doing nonsensical maneuvers here today. Camden does it the best out of everybody, so that's good. I think he's gonna just try it again. The school bus trying to do two-wheel maneuvers. Camden does have more skills wins than any other competition he has wins in on the year. He has 3 skills wins, 2 freestyle wins, and 1 racing win. Oh my! He's nailed it! Camden's nailed it! A tombstone in the mud. We can't see it, but it's all the way over there. You know what? I told you, if you nail it, you're gonna win. That is a 9.3. Because you physically could not do anything better in the mud than that. Here's Mike Christensen in Vendetta. He's doing a donut. Not a very good one. Very tough to do donuts in the mud. That clown is having the time of his life down there. 5. And now here's Colt Stevens and Thunder Roar. He was your racing winner here today. Let's see what Colt tries to do. Is he also going to go for the tombstone? Colt, probably not a good idea. No, he's going for the sky wheelie.
Don't do it, Cole.
Colt knows what he's good at.
I'll break your truck again.
Now they unlocked that planetary, which is nice. Nice sky wheelie, very good. Lands right in the puddle. What? Lands right in the puddle. And he's got one more move to go. Colt has 1 skills win. on the year. Trying to pick up skills win number 2.
Wow.
Sorry, Lord. Going for the step-up ramp. Not very great on that either. Oh, dear. 7. Bari wins skills? Are you kidding me? Well, I will say, looking at the points, that means that Bari Musauer is back in first. So that's crazy. So Bari Musauer, after getting... oh, wait, hold on. So Tyler, I forgot. Tyler got knocked out in round 2. I was a little bit thrown off of my racing bracket. So Tyler was knocked out in round 2 with Bari. So they both got 8 points there. So Bari was 5 points down entering the day. He now gained 3. So math now is mathing. Bari is now 2 points out entering freestyle. That's fascinating. Well, fans, it's time for freestyle. It's a muddy show. You never know what you're going to get in the freestyle competition. Cynthia Gote is going to lead us off. Fresh off of Bari Musauer, just winning his first competition since the beginning of March. It's been a very long time since Bari got a win. I don't think Bari's won anything since Jacksonville, I want to say. Sorry, this hat's just annoying me too much. So you've got, I don't know how much time they have on the clock, because usually they'll adjust it for a muddy show with the anticipation of it being more boring. Usually they'll do 90 seconds. Not much to do here in the mud, and Cynthia's going to try and do it. I'm trying to see that video board. I don't know if I was correct or not, but there's only 60 seconds left, so I'm pretty sure I was correct. Wow, she's sideways! And she saved it. Alright, well, Cynthia, if you land a backflip, you're going to win freestyle today. Because I don't know how many people have gotten saves in the mud before, but the number is probably less than 10. And Cynthia just did something wacky, and she's having a pretty good run so far, all things considered. She doesn't have much time left. Jeez Louise, that's an emote I'm not used to hearing. I don't know if she'll have time to get to the backflip. It's going to be a lot tougher with the mud.
Come on, Sid! Backflip!
Watch those ribbon boards, see if they go red or not. I don't know if she's going to have the time. She does. She's going to try it. Oh, dear. Yeah, no way to save that in the mud, unfortunately for her. That's going to end off her run. I will give her, for a muddy freestyle, it's an 8.9. The scoring system's a little bit skewed here today because of the mud. Here comes Jim Kohler, an Avenger. He is off and running. Now, Jim Kohler's used to driving in the mud from all of his independent shows and his many, many years of driving in the sport. Nobody in this lineup is more adept at driving in the mud than this man. So I don't think it'll be much of an issue for him. The only thing that could be an issue is his equipment. Sometimes his motors will overheat in these conditions. We saw that happen a little bit to Chris Kohler in skills. We've had a lot of overheating issues all year with those trucks. A lot of transmission issues with those trucks. Nice! Just did like a drift right over the pond. That was cool. Big drifting guy, as some of you may know. So this is right up my alley. We've got drifting monster trucks. Oh, no. Oh, I thought he was going to hit the step up. All right, well, he's okay. Jim's just sliding her around. This is kind of fun. I like this. See, this is the kind of fun you can have in the mud. Just destroy the track. You know, it's like, who really cares what happens to it? And they did make it 90 seconds for freestyle, so that's also better. That guy's coming down with a quad stack of hot chocolates. Look at that man. Wow, you, sir. Doing the Lord's work. Whoa! 8-pack landed brilliantly. He might have a chance at winning freestyle today. Can't see it, but he might have a chance at winning it. You know what? was pretty good. I'm not going to give him the lead. I'm going to give him an 8.8 because I did like Cynthia's run a little bit better, as Chris Kohler and Mayhem will now come out and freestyle. Cynthia's run was good, and she had the save. A little bit harder to do than the 8-pack backflip, so I don't know. It's a toss-up in my eyes. Looks like it's still raining, by the way. Chris Kohler ready to roll. Looks like that lady's got a burger down there. Nice, good for you. Things I have to look for in these kinds of shows. Chris Kohler's off and running. A little bit of smoke coming out of the motor. That's just because it's a little bit hot in there. These trucks have to work twice as hard as they usually do in these muddy conditions. Puts a lot of strain on those trucks. The motors, the transmissions, everything is put to the test here in these conditions. But Chris is doing a pretty good job so far. I mean, you only have 90 seconds as well, so you've really got to make it count while you're out there. Man, I can only imagine how cold it is out there. These fans look to be frigid. And Chris throwing in a nice little sky wheelie off of the step up. Chris Kohler loves bringing the mayhem wherever he goes, which is why he's got the name for the truck. It's one of those days I just don't know what to talk about. I really don't. Like, these kinds of shows just get me in a rough mood. He's going for the 8-pack. He's never done that this year. Oh, wow! Heck yeah! Alright, pulled off the 8-pack with an extra little wow moment on top. That's pretty cool. Sounded an okay run. I still kind of like Cynthia's a little bit better. With Chris Kohler trying to make something happen, I'm going to give him an 8.8 just like his father. Because Jim's run overall was better, but Chris had the wow moment. And Cynthia's run was overall better, and she had a wow moment. So 8.8 seems pretty fair to me. Solid job. So far, 3 runs have been pretty good. All things considered out here in the mud, as Armando Castro will come out next in El Toro Loco. I'm going to just kick my feet up and just relax. I'll commentate from back here. You can hear me. That's all that matters. I can't really see the screen, though, because the microphone's in the way. That's all right. That's neither here nor there. Might as well enjoy this a little bit. It kind of reminds me of when I went to the show at MetLife Stadium in the rain, but that rain continued all night. That was bad. Ooh, nice. Sir, what do you got? Are those French fries? He's got French fries. It looks like a burger, too. We're just checking out people's food because we're not zoomed in on the trucks. And he's also being... Oh, wow! The disrespectful patron got in the way of our crash there. But that's the end of the run. What is that? And here's Joe Foley and Axe as Armando's still on the track. So probably a good bit away from getting this run going, and I was correct. Joe Foley looking for win number 1 on the year. All right, Joe, back it up. Let's see what you got. Okay, that was boring. Put me to sleep over here, Joe. What are we doing? Alright, that's pretty cool. Like the little combination. Pretty tough to do in the mud. The mud is just a true test of driver talent. As Joe is going to try and make the most out of his driver talent here. Alright. Nice air again. You've got to make the most of your 90 seconds out there. You can't just kind of lollygag around. You gotta do something about it. I wish I had one of those microphone arms. I could like bring it over here. I mean, I could always just do this. I've done this before. Ooh, that's a little gainy. That's all right. there we go. Oh, no, there we don't go. Okay. I guess this works for now. You guys will just have to deal with it. I mean, it's better than the way it was, so... If it just sits on my stomach, it'll be fine. Joe Foley going for the backflip ramp. Not always a good... Not going to work very well every time. Oh my! Air on the backflip! Yeah! Awesome! The clown's loving it. I'm loving it. Joe Foley. Have a day. His run's over. I'll give him an 8.8. Here comes Dalton Weiner, whose truck is not having a very fun time out here in the mud. Did he even hit anything here? I don't know if he did. Now he did. His truck just sounds terrible, man. This is brutal.
Dalton, I just do a backflip.
Dalton is just, I don't know what he's doing out there, but it's just not working.
Because your truck would die.
Just not working. I mean, like, this is bad. Very bad. I don't know what we're gonna do with this. Mr. Budweiser is getting up and leaving, and I don't entirely blame him. Oh, this is hopefully almost over. This might be the most painful run. Oh, finally.
Oh, that's the truck dying.
Mercifully.
That truck's dying.
I think it's over.
Yeah,
Can my headphone jack work properly? Oh my gosh. It won't work! Sorry. Just yelled in all of your ears. Brings it back to the old days though, you know? Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Gosh, this microphone's so old. Here comes Mike Christensen and Vendetta. Oh my god, it's doing it again.
This truck sounds bad too.
Did Mike just blow his motor as well? Entirely possible. There we go. Bro, do something! Oh my god, my headphone jack isn't working. Like, it's working, but it sounds like I'm talking in the other room.
It worked.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
he's done, bro. You're done. He's
really
done.
irritating me.
Yeah, dude, this truck's done.
This is such a waste of
You know
time.
he's done. Why are you letting the time still go?
Facts. Take him off the
He's
track.
done.
Bro, I'm skipping ahead. I don't care. Finally, we moved on from that disaster. Here's Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher. Camden's got 2 freestyle wins on the year, and another guy who's driven in the mud before, so we'll see how he fares. Hope you're all having a good day. It's Friday. We've got 2 more commentaries to go, and those are the exciting ones. Those are the Atlanta shows. So that's why I figured we'll get the crappy, muddy show out of the way first, and then we'll get into the better Atlanta ones after. I know everyone wants to see Atlanta. So do I. We have to show this as well. And for the 4 of you who are still watching at this point, thank you. I'm genuinely just going through the motions at this point. I don't even need this fan anymore, bro. It's not even that hot. I'm lying down in my chair. I could recline this thing back all the way, but I don't feel like adjusting it. So... nice air out of Camden Murphy, finally doing something good. I mean, you gotta make the most of your time. I've been saying it all day, but
Oh, he's going for it. There we
gotta
go,
do something
backflip.
in the limited time you have. Looks like he's gonna head over to the backflip.
Yes, sir.
15 seconds left. He backflips another side that is not very well made. That side is just a little bit crooked. Joe Foley was able to land it awkwardly. Yes, here's Kevin Crocker. Now, Kevin Crocker, I've said it a few times this year that I feel like there's a good chance he might grab a freestyle win. There's no better day to do it than today. I really couldn't tell you who's in first. I think Cynthia's had the best run of the day so far, but they've all been really tight. I've given 4 trucks between an 8.8 and 8.9, so I really don't care who's in the lead as long as it's one of those 4. Last year's title for the video was Foxborough Scoring Stinks, because Foxborough Scoring stinks. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of screw us out of the proper winner again. They kind of did in skills, so it is pouring right now, by the way. Absolutely pouring. But Kevin's having a pretty good run. I mean, like I said, a crazy, weird wow moment could grab him
I think he's done.
that victory. He also just drove into the wall, so
Yeah, but he did the same.
that's not going to matter. Here comes Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars. Let me see if this will... Yeah, that'll work. I keep, like, doing... I keep hearing my P's pop, and that's pissing me off, so we'll leave it this way. So Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars, who almost won freestyle last week, but did win it in Birmingham 2 weeks ago, is ready to come out here and freestyle in the mud. He had a huge cross thread last weekend in New Orleans. I feel like I don't remember any of this series' show in New Orleans last week, because quite honestly, it sucked. It was a terrible show. Last weekend's events were really awful. I mean, just snoreboard events. And this week we're not off to a good start with Foxborough. But again, I have high hopes for Atlanta. Atlanta kind of let me down last year a little bit. The shows were not great. So I'm hoping that this year we kind of bounce back and have a nice weekend in Atlanta. We'll find out, though, tomorrow and the next day. Also, thanks to the members who were able to catch this video early.
Because of Barry.
You know, none of you are watching at this point, though. Is he going to cross-thread? Fun! Whoa! Love a little cross-thread action. He did it last week. It looked pretty good. I don't think he's going to get a backflip in there, though. Only 15 seconds left to go. And the closest backflip is that 8-pack, and he is not facing it. So if he tries, he might. It's going to be down to the wire. He's got 4, 3. He made it in time, and he didn't land it. That's the end of the run. All right, here comes Bari Musauran Zombie, who's inevitably going to do a long parade lap that nobody wants to see. And matter of fact, yes, he did. So here comes Bari. I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see my face. I realize that that's part of the problem. It is pouring rain, dude. Doesn't make it any easier. It's sometimes in some of these events it gets easier as the night goes along because the track will dry out with more trucks on it, but when it keeps raining, it just becomes an absolute slop fest out there. Never fun. So Bari, only 2 points out of first right now, is a real opportunity to put himself ahead of Tyler. If he can go out there and do a good run, he might be able to take a lead, and then it depends on what happens with Tyler. So the mud is kind of a saving grace for Bari. While I don't think it's going to end up mattering in the end, I still think Tyler's going to win this series. I do think that this mud might end up helping Bari get back towards the top today. I'm yawning already, dude.
Backflip. There you go. Is he going for it?
Where did
yeah,
my...
our side. Finally.
Dude, I've been keeping track of
Finally, this side.
how many shows there were left, and I deleted the thing like a bozo. Going for the backflip. This is why you should have done it on this side all night, because Bari landed it pretty nicely. Gonna head to the long side of the step-up ramp. This hasn't been really better than Cynthia's, though. I probably put it in that same tie. I also stand corrected in the open. I said this series had 5 full... Oh, he's on fire. Oh, Bari, get out of that truck. That's what happens with these motors. They get a little hot. I'll put him in a tie for first with an 8.9. I think Cynthia's run is still a little bit better, but what are you going to do? Might be our last freestyler here, and if it is... Tyler's off and running with his freestyle run. So I stand corrected. There's only 3 shows left after today. I said that there were 5, including today, so I was wrong. That's Stadium Championship Series West. So not much time. If Bari wants to win, he's going to need the hope that he could place ahead of Tyler today, get himself some points. because this is the only real chance he's going to have to get back in first with only 3 shows to go. And Tyler, whose transmission sounds like it's dying, is going to make the most of this run. By the way, the hat stayed on the whole time. Nice little nose pick. Fun little nose pick, actually. That was pretty cool. The clown's loving it again. I wonder what that guy does for a living. That he showed up to a Monster Jam show in a clown costume. I just wonder what goes through some people's heads. Tyler's going to try and make the most of this freestyle, but it looks like the truck is just holding him back a lot.
Oh, come on!
Go for the 8-pack? Okay. That's pretty cool. Ooh, he landed it. Kind of shades of Jacksonville last year, and a nice little wheelie after. Last year in Jacksonville, he did a wonky move off the 8-pack in even muddier conditions. He's going to do a little just stuffing her into the pod. Stuffing it into the pod, cross-threading it off the step-up ramp. He's really trying, but I don't know with 5 seconds left if he's going to be able to make something else happen here. Yeah, his time is going to be up before he makes another move. Alright, you know what? With the nose pick there. Oh, yeah! You know what? Put him in first. What? Did I just see that Bari won freestyle? Bari won freestyle with a 9.095. He beat out Tyler by 2 positions. And with that, he got 2 competition wins on the day. He won the overall event championship with 32 points. He gained 7 points on Tyler? What? How does that make any sense? They both got 8 in racing. Put 3 on him in skills and 2 on him in freestyles. That's 5. Where is this math coming from, dude? What is the math in these series? I don't understand. Bari should have only been 5 points ahead. That math is not mathing. 12, 12, and 10. Or no, 12, 12, and 8 is 30. Bari should only have 30 points on the day. Why did he get 10 in racing? That's a problem. So Bari got too many points. Right? 12? He got 12, 12. That's 24. I apologize. And then he got 8 in racing. So that's 32. Tyler got 8 in racing. He got 9 in skills, so that's 17. And then he got 10 in freestyle. Tyler should have 27 points. So those overall points are wrong. I'm telling you right now, those overall points are incorrect. That math does not make any sense. Let's look at the point standings. So realistically, it says Bari is 2 points ahead of Tyler. By my math, they should be tied right now. I'm going to have a chat with somebody about that because that math does not make any sense at the end of the day. Unless they couldn't have taken points off of Tyler, we would have seen it. So on the website, they say Monster Jam. On the Monster Jam website, they say Bari's in first. I heavily disagree with that. I don't think those points make any sense. But that's that. And it will move us into Atlanta tomorrow, which I can't wait to get to. So thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.